In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how we scale one of our high average order value jewelry clients from $38,000 a month to over $180,000 a month in just 90 days, while making sure we maintain a 2.5x new customer ROAS or new customer MER, no matter how you want to call it. If you are a jewelry brand doing at least $30,000 a month in top line revenue, but you struggle to profitably scale your new customer acquisition efforts, I want you to stick around and watch this video because you will learn exactly how we help this one brand turn $100,000 in ad spend in over $330,000 blended revenue coming from first-time customers and returning customers. I'm Adrian, co-founder of The Social Ads. We partner with over 30 plus 6- and 7-figure direct-to-consumer brands in the jewelry space, beauty, and many other industries, helping them build a profitable new customer acquisition machine across Meta and Google Ads. I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy we use to help this jewelry brand go from, as I said, $39,000 a month to over $180,000 a month in just 3 months, while increasing the blended ad spend by 67%, and how we achieve a 300% increase in revenue in the past 5 months. Here's exactly what you're about to see in this video. 1. The benchmarks we look for before actually scaling a brand, the ad strategy we use to profitably scale cold traffic from a first-time customer acquisition perspective, simple creative system that made it possible with the exact examples, the offer that help us sustain a profitable new customer acquisition, and when and how we scale budget without actually killing the results. They are a high-end jewelry brand with an average order value of $800. So the approach in terms of actually driving new customers to scale, it's slightly different than a regular jewelry brand with a way smaller average order value that say anything between $100 and $200, right? So as you can see, new customer AOV was actually around $748, and this was data from March 1st to July 19. And blended average order value was sitting around $809. Before we even touch an ad account, we want to make sure we dive as deep as possible into the unit economics. We want to understand the target we need for the ad account from a blended MER perspective, new customer acquisition cost, top line MER, no matter what our target and North Star for that account is, we want to make sure we understand it in the best way possible. Because numbers don't work. And if you are asking why, because if the numbers don't work, no amount of creative testing, ad optimization, or campaign structure will actually fix this. As you can see, we have a unit economics calculator, which is process I put in place for the entire team. Every single one of our media buyers goes through this exercise when they onboard a new client. We look at average order value, we look at cost of goods, shipping and receiving stock, costs, transaction fees, pick and pack fees, fulfillment, return rate, in order to be able to get the total cost of delivery of that product to the customer door. And then we look at like unit gross margin, net target based on the target that brand wants to go after and aim for. Based on all those variable and fixed costs, we are getting our blended customer acquisition cost target, our blended MER target, and our break-even point in order to know exactly where are we profitable and what's our break-even point inside the account to make sure that we don't go below that. What we look at for before scaling. 1, can the brand acquire new customers below CAC target consistently? A really important question. If we don't know how much we can afford to spend for a new customer, how can we even scale? Simple as that. 2, are you profitable at your current scale? It's really important to understand if you are actually profitable with the current volume of ad spend you are pushing, no matter on what platforms you are spending money. If you are breaking even at 10K in total volume of ad spend per month, you won't survive at 100K per month. And that's full honesty. Do you have clean tracking plus contribution margin visibility? Really important to understand our net target. In the end of the day, the only metric that will never lie to us is money in the bank account, right? So you should know where every dollar goes before you spend another one. And number 4, do your margins leave room to test and scale pay media? A low break-even ROAS, I would say anything between under 1.5x, gives you flexibility to test and grow. You can actually be more aggressive than any other competitor in the market. And the person that's willing to spend the most amount of money to acquire that new customer is actually the one that's going to win. That's the name of the game. I want to walk you through the previous state of this brand and where they were before we onboarded them. So this brand was spending anything between 10 and 15K per month in blended ad spend across Meta and Google, but they had no clear perspective on how to actually drive profitable growth. Their ROAS looked decent on paper, I would say, but most of it came from remarketing and no proper existing customer exclusions set in place across the ad account, which we noticed that a lot of revenue was attributed to returning customers, which in many cases you don't necessarily want to do that, and I'm going to explain later in this video. Our goal was to build a system that brings net new customers at scale, because the sole purpose of any type of funnel channel out there like Meta is to drive new customers at scale into the funnel. We wanted to stop relying on retargeting because email and SMS was already doing a phenomenal job to drive existing customer revenue, and ramp up ad spend responsibly and predictably. Between March and July, we saw ad spend grew from $18,000 to over $14,000. I would say that's a 100% increase in volume of ad spend. Blended revenue grew from $39,000 to over $150,000 a month. That's a 301% increase in growth. New customer revenue hit an all-time high of over $100,000 in just 19 days of July. So in just 19 days, we already exceeded a number that they were not even capable to drive before in an entire month. Blended ROAS averaged around a 4.6x, which is a phenomenal return, but keep in mind that's across first time and returning customers. And new customer ROAS was staying strong at a 2.6x mark. As you can see here, this is the data. This is the growth month over month in terms of like ad spend, new customer revenue, and blended revenue at the same time. So this wasn't a spike. I'm gonna be honest, it was a consistent control scale built on foundational systems and predictable creative performance. Because in the end of the day, the main lever we can pull on the ad account side is actually the creative. That's what we can control the most. Full funnel ad account structure. I want to walk you through how we build a full funnel approach to acquire cold traffic profitably while making sure that we retarget all the users that visited specific product pages, abandoned the cart and the checkout, but still didn't become a first-time customer yet. But they were like way lower down the funnel, so we need to have a very good way of getting back to them. Keep in mind that again, we are working with like very high average order value products, so our top of funnel prospecting campaign are not supposed to get a very high return on ad spend. Our retargeting will most likely do the heavy lifting. Our prospecting campaigns will generate the demand for those new customers. All the customer segments have been properly defined at the campaign levels, and existing customer exclusion have been actually applied at the ad set level across all our top of funnel / prospecting campaigns. Just making sure that we actually exclude all the existing customers to minimize spend going into that audience as much as possible, because we can do that in the backend through the email and SMS side. In order to minimize bad spend as much as possible, we consolidated all our creative testing and scaling into 2 main campaigns, because nowadays consolidations is the way to go and approach an ad account no matter the type of product you are actually selling. We use obviously Advantage Plus shopping campaigns with an inflated budget and ROAS target to further scale any creative that got traction in the testing phase. All the winning creatives have actually been moved to the scaling campaign using the post ID in order to keep the social proof in place. And the ROAS target actually helped us to make sure we minimize any sort of bad spend and only spend it to the creatives that were already proven to get traction. This was a pretty simple structure. It's our ad account. You can see a screenshot from the ad account. So we restructured all the DPA campaigns from the ad account because we were working with hundreds of SKUs across the website. We want to make sure we have DPA campaigns from a prospecting and retargeting stage of the funnel in place for website visitors, abandoned cart, checkouts. We broke them down by product ID to understand exactly which type of products were sucking most amount of spend. Made sure that we actually create different product set catalogs based on different price points of those products to make sure we are pushing the right products to the right audience and identify what actually performs best from a product SKU perspective. Then launch the best sellers into their own, as I said, product catalog sets in order to be able to maximize returns as much as possible. This approach unlocked more profitable scale for the ad account, allowing us to push over $20,000 worth of ad spend, as you can see, in one single DPA campaign, while that DPA campaign was actually averaging an above 3x ROAS. We've run all our creative tests into one main creative testing campaign and tested 5 to 10 ad variations per batch, each built around a specific creative concept or angle. Raw product shots, UGC reviews, benefit focus statics, founder style videos, and a lot of other creative diversification and variety. Our creative iteration process is what actually allowed us to aggressively scale our creative efforts inside your account. We run initial tests in ABO with capped budgets, identify top 10% performance across blended metrics, moved winning creatives into the ASC campaign with the post IDs from a scalability perspective, used best elements like hooks, visuals, and headlines to build new iterations and move as fast as possible with new creative tests. We retested as we actually scaled to minimize creative fatigue as fast as possible. Creative testing is not about finding one hit, and I've seen that in my experience and my team experience as well. It's all about building a good hit rate machine from a creative testing perspective inside your account. And that's what we help this brand do. Because the brands that scale the fastest in 2025 will be the ones with the most creative velocity. While Meta actually helped us create demand, Google helped us capture that demand. But we didn't just run Google ads. We engineered them to exactly what they're best at, catching high intent traffic without wasting ad spend. I'm gonna quickly walk you through exactly step by step how was our Google structure inside your account. We segmented shopping and PMAX campaign by collection of SKUs. Instead of bundling all products into one campaign, we split them by collections, right, of products, rings, necklaces, bracelets, giving each product line room to scale individually based on performance and demand. We control branded search as strategically as possible. We lower spend on branded campaigns and ensure branded terms were excluded from PMAX and shopping campaigns like top of funnel targeting. Why? Because branded search often drives conversions from existing customers and we don't want to pay more than $3.5 for a click that a Klaviyo flow could have converted at a 0.07, let's say. Build a weekly health checklist for non-branded search campaigns. Non-branded keywords are where intent lives, and I think we all know that. So we created a weekly keyword health audit reviewing 1. Search terms that drive the cheapest cost per click possible, negative keywords to cut, and the third one, it's gaps in long tail queries that we could plug to capture demand from meta traffic spillover. I want to walk you through exactly why an offer from a first-time customer acquisition perspective, it is going to make or break the performance of your ad account. If the creative is the hook and the funnel is the engine, the offer is the fuel that drives the scale. And I will always believe that statement. When it comes to profitably acquiring new customers at scale, no variable matters more than the offer, especially when Meta is your top of funnel channel. So if you want to stop the scroll, win the click, and land the conversion, you need an offer that actually makes people move. That's why we built a call-friendly evergreen offer, which was focused on our best-selling SKUs, emotional and seasonal relevance, clear value exchange. Get X for Y, today only, limited time offer, some scarcity and urgency type of elements, and then simplicity, no hoops, no friction. We brainstorm multiple offer structures around our best-selling products in the catalog, and we actually started testing those as aggressive as possible. Think about flat discounts with order threshold, free gifts to repurchase, BOGO style offers, buy 2 get X off, exclusive new customer bundles, and then scarcity based offer work really great for high average order value products. Only 200 units left, especially if you have a new product launch, this works phenomenal. We launched this across Meta and layered them into Google non-branded search, so we had a consistent messaging from a first impression to final scale. The winning offer increased click-through rate and conversions on prospecting guide. It pushed AOV up, giving us more room to actually acquire new customers while maintaining margins, and it made scaling budget possible without customer acquisition cost spiking out of control. As you can see, in the last 141 days, we look at a meaningful amount of data here. Our blended customer acquisition cost target on this account for any $800 purchase was $250. We are driving a new customer CAC of $171 and a blended CAC of $104, which was way below our target, give us more room to scale more aggressive ad spend and make sure that we actually drive more profit for a brand. In the end, we're actually able to constantly hit a new customer acquisition cost under $200 and make sure that we drive as much profit as possible for our clients. So this is pretty much exactly how we scale ad spend by 114%, increased top line revenue by 300%, and kept new customer ROAS above a 2.6x, all under 120 days. That was all from my side. Hope you liked this video. Hope you learned a lot. If it was useful, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.